Oh, hello there. I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, and welcome to my brand new series, 10 Wrestling Facts We Didn't Know Last Week, where I tell you about a load of stuff we didn't have a bloody clue about 7 days ago. This week, find out how much you get paid to appear at WrestleMania, who Cody Rhodes was jealous of, and which superstar believes in UFOs. So, wrestling fans, yes, even those of you in Bolivia, let's get this show started and teach you some trivia. Number 10. A match with Becky Lynch inspired James Ellsworth's intergender title. Maybe one day James Ellsworth will actually get some credit for squeezing every last drop out of his jobber role in WWE. During an interview on The Roman Show, no, not Roman Reigns, although now I think about it, that will probably be on the network by this time next week, now I've said it, he explained that the intergender title he is carrying around on all the indie shows was inspired by a match he had on SmackDown that you probably don't remember or have just wiped from your memory. On the 7th of November 2017, Ellsworth lost a match to Becky Lynch in just over 5 minutes. But listening intently to the reaction of the crowd, which was pretty wild at the time to be fair, he got an idea and decided male on female action was the way forward for him. It's what we all secretly want to see, isn't it? Number 9. Money in the Bank plans forced a change to NXT booking. WWE would probably like you to believe that they planned their storylines 6 months in advance, rather than just sort of going, right, you and you face each other for this. In reality, things are a little bit different, which is why Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano have had to change their match at NXT TakeOver Chicago 2. According to comments made in the Wrestling Observer, they were supposed to have a last man standing match at TakeOver, but what with AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura set to do that 24 hours later at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, they're now set to have a Chicago street fight. And hey, I'm not complaining. Number 8. Simon Gotch was paid just $250 for his WrestleMania debut. In an interview for Robbie E's new Why It Ended podcast, former WWE superstar Simon Gotch revealed he got a measly $250 to appear at the Show of Shows as part of the crew backing up Triple H at WrestleMania 32. You know, those bone soldiers that we all still lose sleep about. $250. That's it. Yeah, wrestling really isn't as glamorous as we thought it was, eh? Number 7. Goldust once attended a movie premiere in character. Imagine sitting behind that at the cinema. Ex-WWE writer Jason Karp told this story from 2006 on Twitter this week. And although he didn't reveal what film it was, because it's 2006, I'm going to go with The Departed. There's a nice mental image for you. Apparently, Goldust repeatedly screamed, "Don't go in there," to the on-screen characters, and when it was all said and done, likely to the relief of innocent punters and Jack Nicholson, in my story he's there too, Goldust leaned over to Jansen and said, "Things will never be the same." And people wonder why wrestling's a guilty pleasure. Number 6. Andre the Giant told Haku to look strong at WrestleMania 6. The original plans for that Colossal Connection versus Demolition match at WrestleMania 6 called for a back and forth encounter, but Andre, knowing he could barely work, had a different idea. His plan was to put Haku over as the best member of his team, hence why he told him to look strong so people could see he could work without the Giant. This was to be the big man's last in-ring Mania appearance, something he likely knew, and yet his only concern was making sure Haku and Demolition came out with some momentum. You see, we can have nice things in wrestling. Stephanie. Number 5. Hulk Hogan told Eric Bischoff he loved getting fired by WCW. Bash at the Beach 2000, a worked shoot angle with Hogan, Jarrett, and Russo. Or as I like to call it, an absolute show. On the latest episode of Eric Bischoff's 83 Weeks podcast, the ex-WCW boss revealed that he was told by Hogan that he loved getting fired by WCW. You see, he'd reached a lucrative settlement with WCW over the way things had been handled at the event, and it was all beneficial for him in the long run. Yeah, f*** the fans, eh, Hulkster? Number 4. Cody Rhodes was once jealous of Ted DiBiase Jr. So right now, Cody Rhodes is part of Bullet Club's money printing train and is currently promoting his sold-out all-in event happening this September. Ted DiBiase Jr., meanwhile, He isn't involved in wrestling anymore and left WWE to become an executive for collegegaragesale.com, who sell college textbooks. But of course, between 2008 and 2010, Cody was part of the Legacy faction with DiBiase Jr. and Randy Orton. That went well. He recently revealed on ENC's Pod of Awesomeness that he was jealous of Ted DiBiase Jr. because he was worried he was being groomed to be the next Randy Orton. Nope. Number 3. The Miz ridiculed Lita for believing in UFOs. On the spooky South Coast show, yes, that's a thing, Lita made a special guest appearance to talk all about UFOs. And it turns out the former women's champion is quite the authority on all things extraterrestrial. She is desperate to find out the true story about aliens. The Miz, not so much. After spotting a UFO pin on Lita's jacket in catering a few years ago, he asked her if she believed in that sort of thing. And when she said she did, he went into a mini rant about how it was all nonsense. Lita, looking for backup, asked Kalisto, who said he'd seen a UFO in Mexico City. I realise this show goes out on the internet, and this is a discussion about alien life, so I'm just going to say, it's over to you, comment section. Number 2. The Rock and John Cena celebrated with moonshine at Mania 29. A lot of wrestling fans needed a stiff drink after seeing The Rock and John Cena 2 at WrestleMania 29, and it turns out so did they. Speaking during a Q&A session of the LA Lakers Genius Talks, The Rock recalled sitting in the doctor's room post-match when Big Match John burst in with moonshine. Yep, Cena handed him a jar of what he could only describe as some crazy white boy shit. Just to recap then, minutes after raising Cena's hand in front of 80,000 people at WrestleMania, The Rock sat backstage with him and sipped some moonshine. Cheers, boys. Ooh, I don't like it. Number 1. Daniel Bryan moved to Washington because of New Japan. Daniel Bryan dropped quite the bombshell in a chat with Sports Bible this week, revealing he was seriously close to cutting all ties with WWE in order to return as a full-time wrestler. Last year, Bryan and Brie bought a new home in Washington State. They said it was because of their affection for the area. And whilst that is partly true, it's also because flights from Seattle to Japan would have been a lot easier on Daniel. Yes, he was thinking one step ahead about working in New Japan if WWE wouldn't let him wrestle. He bought a house on the basis that he'd make his pro wrestling comeback elsewhere if WWE wouldn't play ball. And then all of a sudden, they cleared him. What are the chances? So there you have it. You are all up to date, and you can take these facts and show them off to your mates to make them feel stupid. We all do it. I know I do. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you can read the full article that this series is based on, that's written by my boy Jamie Kennedy, right now at whatculture.com. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Adam from What Culture. Go away. Well, that was great, I agree. You can subscribe down here, check out some more of our videos over here, or check out some of our other channels right here.